10 years ago, when Hurricane Katrina came down on the Gulf Coast, forecasters were armed with a good idea of how intense the storm would be and where it would hit. However, what was not expected was the amount of flooding that would be caused by the hurricane when it touched Southeast Louisiana. Now scientists know that during the 24 hours between the last reconnaissance flights of hurricane hunters and the time when the storm made its landfall, the eyewall was knocked over by an upper-level shear, causing the winds to spread horizontally and trigger a huge spike in the water levels. Over 1,800 people lost their lives to the flooding and storm. CYGNSS, or Cyclone Global Navigation Satellite System, represents a new constellation of satellites that aim to improve forecasting of hurricane by gathering key data on the storm at an interval of every couple of hours. The 8-member network is enabled to pick up the GPS satellite signals traveling through the storm and then bounce back into space. The network will operate from the orbital perches located 317 miles above the planet at an inclination of 35 degrees relative to equator. The satellite network would further be outfitted with GPS receivers that are modified to look down and record changes to the bound signals on account of scattering off the surface of the ocean. From this data, wind speed and other related information can be ferreted out by scientists. This technology has also been tested aboard aircraft by CYGNSS due for launch, and the next year will make its debut in space. With these 8 satellites in orbit and each one of them resembling a suitcase for size, wind measurements can be accessed at an interval of every couple of hours in contrast to every couple of days using traditional polar orbiting satellites. The GPS signals are also immune to heavy rains that prevent current generation weather satellites from measuring the winds close to the center of a hurricane. Chris Ruff, lead researcher from University of Michigan, stated that the ability to see through rain and sea at frequent intervals are among the 2 primary objectives of the whole CYGNSS mission. Hurricane hunters, the specialized aircrafts, are also outfitted with instruments capable of augmenting traditional satellite data, though the planes have only a limited range because the fuel can last just about 10 to 12 hours.